We all know how difficult it can be to bring up a certain topic with your partner. It can be uncomfortable, maybe it started a fight before. Whatever the case, there are certain topics or certain things that are really, really challenging to bring up with our partner. So I wanted to give you guys 4 tips on how to bring up a challenging topic with your partner. First and foremost, you have to make sure that you are in a calm state of mind. Make sure you are ready to share what you have to share. While there are many ways to make sure you're calm before starting a conversation, here are a couple ones that are easy and quick to do. The first and most important way to calm yourself is to make sure you're breathing. I know it's kind of silly. I know that may seem like pretty messed up advice considering we breathe to survive, and well, duh. But there are so many times in which when we're nervous about bringing something up, we might hold our breath, we might get really anxious, and taking in some deep, fulfilling breaths, not just kind of this surface level breathing, really helps to calm down our nerves, because it's really nerve-wracking, right? Bringing up some of these topics to your partner. You want to make sure you're breathing beforehand, during, and after. Remind yourself to breathe in deeply throughout the entire thing. The second tip here is making sure your partner is in a calm state of mind. If your partner just got back from a busy day at work, or is stressed out with the kids hanging all over them, or is preparing to go into a war zone with their own family members, it's probably not the best time to bring up this sort of conversation, because your partner is going to need to be able to receive the information that you're going to have. This is where we maybe get stuck, where we perceive that our partner is not in a calm state, and we will continue to kind of convince ourselves that it's not okay or it's not a good time to bring up the conversation. And as a result of that, the conversation never gets brought up. That is what we're hoping to avoid here. So maybe try engaging your partner in something calming, like, hey, let's take a break, let's kind of chill out, let's go for a walk for a little bit, and using opportunities like that to bring up important issues. Another thing that I hear with a lot of my clients is, I don't want to rock the boat. We're having such a great day. I don't want to bring up something challenging or something difficult or something I know they'll probably react negatively to. If we're having a good day, I want to keep it a good day. However, in order to get best results, it's better that both of you are in a calm state of mind. The third tip here is you have to be willing to be vulnerable. Don't present this to your partner coming at them hot, harsh, critical, defensive. Come at it from a vulnerable place. Be willing to peel back some layers and let your partner see what's really underneath, what's really going on emotionally for you. We are more likely to respond positively to an emotional presentation of the situation rather than something that feels more critical. When we're being vulnerable, we want to make sure we express our needs to our partner using those wonderful I statements that you've probably heard over and over again. But there's a reason why, because they work. Let's use an example. Say your partner comes home and they're always on their phone. They are not giving you any attention. They are simply scrolling along. We've all been there, and it's probably a common fight for a lot of us. Instead of approaching the situation from that harsh place, like I said earlier, we want to avoid, a harsh example of how to bring this up would be something like this. A harsh example of this would be, why are you always on your phone? Like, you never put that thing down. So my tone of voice is really elevated. I'm criticizing my partner. Definitely not going to get a warm, loving response back. Instead, we have to be vulnerable and express our needs. So a vulnerable approach would be, I'm really feeling lonely. I want to spend more time with you. Could we put down our phones and watch a movie together? When you're using that vulnerable statement, when you're expressing emotion, make sure when you say, I feel, the next word immediately after that is a feeling. I feel like you're being an asshole, not a feeling. So I feel sad, I feel lonely, I feel scared. Make sure you're expressing an emotion. The fourth part about this is listen with empathy. your partner might still react to you negatively. There might not be any way around that. And instead of getting defensive back and continuing that spiral, be able to be open to listening to your partner with an empathetic ear. What does that mean? Using understanding and empathy to support your partner if they're having a challenging time with something that you said. So for example, if they get defensive about the phone, well, you're always on your phone too. Instead of going back and forth down that rabbit hole where we all know where that gets us, use that empathetic ear to be able to support your partner. An example might be, it sounds like that's upsetting for you when I'm on my phone too. Let's both make this more of a priority to be present in the moment with one another. So instead of continuing to attack your partner, be empathetic to how they might be feeling about the situation, and be able to tackle the situation together and create unity there. Summary time. First, make sure you're in a calm state of mind. Practice those breathing, take a bath, make sure that you are ready to be able to express this in a soft and gentle way. Make sure you're in a good headspace before you start this. Second, make sure your partner is in a good headspace. Make sure they are in a calm state of mind before you start this conversation. Third, be vulnerable. Don't criticize, don't get defensive. Make sure you're expressing your emotions and your feelings and the underlying value of this for you. And lastly, listen with an empathetic ear. Your partner might still get defensive. Your partner might still have an issue with what you have to say, but you have the opportunity to change the route of the conversation by using empathy, by using understanding, and continuing to be vulnerable with your partner.